You ain't ready for this. Ain't nobody ready for this. Let's get physical, it's Jordan here, back again with this week's update and all the physical releases coming to the Switch. We're in the last week of September 27th until October the 1st, Monday to Friday, retail, low print, imports, but sadly no community spotlight this week. I've had to work Saturday and Sunday, so I'm really busy and I'm also really tired, so I could do with a little bit of rest. Plus this week is absolutely Let's jump in and have a look. Hot Wheels Unleashed is another arcade racing type game hitting the Switch. They're coming thick and fast on the system. I know a lot of people are excited about this one, probably a lot of nostalgia alongside some pretty decent visuals for a licensed tie-in. Personally, the trailer looks a little lifeless in terms of the actual moment-to-moment racing, but it does say pre-alpha footage from what I've seen, so hopefully they've livened it up a little bit, but apart from that, it looks good. Darksiders III is releasing this week on the Switch, making the entire series available on the system. Although this wasn't quite as applauded as previous entries, mainly due to its technical issues, so considering the Switch is weak as it is, even if you're excited about this one, just hang on a moment, just see some reviews, see how it runs just to be sure, because this could be a train wreck, but fingers crossed, hopefully it runs nice on the Switch. Just wait to find out. If it runs fine, expect a very solid action-adventure hack-and-slash game as you hunt down the 7 deadly sins as one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. We all love doing that in our spare time. And this is our executive producers, Punky Dooster, and our brand new executive, Parsnip Coffee's Pick of the Week. Agatha Christie, Hercule Poirot, the first cases, is releasing in Europe this week. North America has to wait until next week it seems. This is a detective and adventure game starring a young Hercule Poirot before he becomes the legendary detective. Use your deduction skills to connect clues together in your mind map, which allows you to visualize and link the elements of a case. Interesting concept, and the budget looks decent too. Hopefully it is a decent game. We'll have to see. Detective fans, keep a magnifying glass out for this one. Sword of the Necromancer is probably releasing this week. This was supposed to be a low print release available on Ultra Collector's website, but it looks like they've given that up as a bad job. That's what happens when you only sell like 10 copies. So yeah, both the standard edition and collector's edition are available on Amazon. This is an action RPG roguelike, a little bit on the simple side, but can be played in co-op. The necromancy part of the title alludes to the fact that you can revive fallen monsters in order for them to fight beside you, and that makes it more interesting than it should for me. Streets of Rage 4 Anniversary Edition, I mentioned this last week as it released in Europe. Well, North American fans looking for a scuffle, now is the time to break out the knuckle dusters and get started with this enhanced release. Although my autocorrect seems to think that I want to say enchanted release, so yeah, this is an enchanted release for the fairy princes and princesses out there. Knockout Home Fitness is yeah, you guessed it, a fitness game. It looks remarkably like the fitness boxing series, even down to the instructors. If you're looking to get a good workout, I suppose it may be worth a try. It is worth noting that this is releasing North America this week. Europe will have to wait until next. I actually wanted to review this since I do need to lose like the gut and the chin. You've seen my chin a little bit, yeah, but the publisher offered me a code. I said yes, and then they didn't give me one. G-Darius HD, I'm not entirely sure is releasing this week since various websites have different dates. I'm inclined to believe this is mid-October, but I'll mention it here just in case the September 28th date is correct. This is in games once again playing silly buggers, taking a strictly limited release and then stripping it piecemeal and then selling it to retail. Love it when they do that. Yeah, Strictly Limited released Darius Cosmic Revelation, which had G-Darius HD and Darius Burst. Darius Burst released at retail a few months back, now it's G-Darius going it solo. What can I say, it's a game I'm really interested in actually getting, maybe if it's a bit cheaper down the line, hopefully. Crysis Remastered is apparently releasing this week physically. Kind of sad that other consoles are getting the full trilogy, but I don't think the other games are on the Switch as of yet. I guess it can't be helped. Plus the cartridge would be massive. It's just a miracle the original game is on the Switch anyways. Plus I heard it's an admirable port of a legendary shooter. Sure, not legendary for its gameplay, more for its graphical prowess back in the day, but still a commendable effort. I think we made a video on it. Our executive producer Jonathan Rumor has chosen this as his pick of the week. A quick update on Raiden 4 Cross Mikado Remix, which I didn't realize up to this point is finally releasing in Europe this week. It's been out in Japan and North America a while already. Mary Skelter Finale is releasing in all regions this week. Yes, Europe, don't faint, they actually thought of you. This is the third and supposed, but probably not if it sells well, final release for the Mary Skelter series. Dungeon crawling RPGs. The first two games are already on the Switch. The first one is bundled in with the second game, which was a nice bonus. And I've heard they're pretty good. If you want a slightly sexier Etrian Odyssey, there's even a collector's edition available on Idea Factory's website, or a standard edition in stores. And this is our executive producer, Alexander Cato's Pick of the Week. The Game Paradise CruisinMix Special. I'm hesitant to mention this one since it's from an absolute dumpster fire company called Dispatch Games. They're shady as fudge. They have said that Game Paradise is releasing at the end of September, and a few North American websites are listing it, so it might actually be true, maybe. This is a wacky cute-em-up, a crossover of Jellico characters I've never heard of, but are probably super cheap to license. Anyways, it looks pretty awesome, and most shooter fans will have ordered this already, like 2 years ago. But I do hate to give my money to Dispatch Games, so it's a tough one. Blaze and the Monster Machines, Axel City Racers. Well, it wouldn't be a proper week without Outright Games as licensed tie-ins. I mean, how many people do they have making games? They must have like hundreds of employees to be able to pump these out as much as they do. Anyways, this is a tie-in of a kids CGI show, a kart racer type game, but I'm not entirely confident about it. Could be alright for the kids, maybe. Gris, yes, Gris is getting another physical release. I think this is what, like the fourth time? That's fantastic news since it's at retail and it's also worldwide, also, you know, in Europe. We had Special Reserve, we had Special Reserve Part 2, Limited Run, and now retail. I think I've got that right. Anyways, the more widely available a game is, the happier I am. You know, games should be as available as possible. A beautiful artistic masterpiece in its presentation. A lot of people got a lot of love for this game. Who's picking it up again? Well, this is our executive producer Vilos and our brand new executive Raven Knights Pick of the Week. Sonic Colors Ultimate is finally getting released in Europe this week, which is actually earlier than I expected. The article I read about the delay in Europe indicated that it would be a long time, perhaps even cancelled for good, rather than just weeks. Thanks, Eurogamer. I keep forgetting I shouldn't read your articles anymore. But yeah, Europe, enjoy this Sonic game. Hopefully they fix some of the issues it had at launch, which I think most people didn't actually have anyways. And this is our executive producer Cartoon Soren's Pick of the Week. Ultimate Chicken Horse is a party game where you're guaranteed to lose your friends and feel great about doing so. This is apparently releasing in North America this week, but Europe has to wait a couple more. Here you build the platforming level you're about to undertake and hopefully screw over the other players while avoiding death yourself. Despite the ridiculous name, this is supposed to be an actually really intense, really great party game, as long as you don't mind, you know, a brawl breaking out between rounds. You know, it's supposed to be a good time if you don't mind a black eye or two and a bruised rib every now and again. This anniversary edition includes a keyring, booklet, and soundtrack. Probably digital, that one. And our executive producer J Cross 7776 has chosen this as his pick of the week. Effie, Galand's edition. I don't know about you, but if I've got an iffy gland, I'm probably going to go to the doctors and get some antibiotics, but nonetheless, this is releasing in Europe this week. I'm not sure if it's coming to North America or not. Anyways, this is a 3D action platformer, a little bit of Zelda with a little bit of Ratchet and Clank kind of thing. The trailer makes it look pretty sweet, but I did hear the Switch version had issues at launch. I don't know if they've been remedied or not. Hopefully they've been, because it looks like a nice indie game I could get behind. I do like the fact that on Amazon UK, they're using the PS4's Metacritic score of 68 as a promotional tool. That's ballsy. This Galand's edition comes with a poster and concept art book. FIFA 22 Legacy Edition, just don't do it, don't do it. It's a cheap cash-in. It's the same game as last year, which was the same game as the one before that, and so on. Rubbish. Player transfers aren't worth that much. On the bright side though, at least this year's cover is better than the last one. Fantasy Friends Under the Sea is releasing this week. This is a pet raising simulator for younger audiences. I tell you what, while it may not reach the legendary status of Jungarian Hamster, here you have 12 fantasy creatures something a bit different. Here in Fantasy Friends Under the Sea.
Under the sea.
You pet and play with your creature, dress them up, and play minigames. I mean, there's even mini golf, and that means it's an instant winner. Nintendogs did not have mini golf, so this is like a pure, like a true evolution of the pet simulation genre. They've got that down. If you've got a younger child who wants a pet but you can't be arsed with the responsibility, maybe take a look at Fantasy Friends Under the Sea. No More Heroes 1 and 2 are getting separate retail releases in North America. Yes, this is limited run, but they are selling alternative covers in Best Buy. If you are one of the true chosen ones who live in the US of A, us plebs around the world will miss out on this. Remember, these are separate releases, 2 cartridges, 2 purchases. But next week in Asia, they have a retail version which includes both games on 1 cartridge with English. So while the artwork is not as nice, I would say, the Asian release may be the best way to go for you, depending on where you are and your budget. I'll pop links down below for that, but I'll mention it again in next week's episode when it actually releases. Anyways, these Best Buy retail releases are our executive producers Jack Severus and God of Resin's Pick of the Week. Carto is getting released in North America at retail, at least from Best Buy. I'm not sure about other places. If you spot it elsewhere, let me know. But yeah, this used to be only available at I Am 8-bit, but now more widely distributed, which is a good thing. I've heard the game is pretty awesome. Are you ready? It's that time of the week again. It is Code in a Box Bullshit. Team 17 getting in the action with Escapist 2. Golf with your friends. Overcooked Special Edition, not even like the new one that they did. This is an old version. And also, Europe. It wouldn't be Code in a Box Bullshit without Europe getting some nice exclusives. The Unicorn Princess, V-Rally 4, and My Little Riding Champion. Code in a Box Bullshit. Okay, let's get on with it. Low Prince. Nongunz DoppelGanger Edition is Red Arc Games' latest pre-order announcement. This is a hardcore run-and-gun action game that's rather contradictory in its name since it seems to be all about the guns. It's a little bit weird. From what I've researched, the developers have gone a bit surreal to make it stand out from your standard all-out action affair, but it does look interesting. Remember, you can get 10% off this from redarcgames.com if you use the code SWATCH10. But wait, there's more. I've got something really important to tell you guys, because tomorrow, yes, tomorrow, Tuesday, we have a very special video going up, okay? So before you head over to Red Arc Games to buy this, hang on a moment, okay? Because something special is going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, Red Arc Games, they sponsored us, they sponsored me, to make a video telling you guys my favorites, like my top 10 Red Arc Games releases. It's a fluff piece, I'm not going to lie about that, but it's true, honest stuff. I'm telling you my favorite games of theirs, okay? But as a little bonus, I'm also going to exclusively announce their next release. Yes, technically last week they had Nongunz, but this week they have another one, and it's a pretty good one. They have a pretty good game coming up, and I'm going to exclusively announce it tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, 3 p.m. UK time and 10 a.m. New York time. Whatever time that is for you, please be there. It's a sponsored video, but there's an exclusive announcement, and you know, the more people watch sponsored videos, the more likely we are to get a little bit of extra spending money. So that'd be nice. And it is a good game, I promise you, it's a good game. And the video's good. I've made it. It's pretty good. And also, I don't know if Red Arc Games are watching, but maybe we can get a better discount code for you. Ikenfell is Limited Run Games' latest Switch announcement. This is open for pre-order right now. This is an interesting looking RPG style game that mixes a bit of Earthbound with Mario, Luigi, and Harry Potter with magic users and stuff. It also reminds me of The Longest 5 Minutes for some reason. Supposedly a bit of a breezy example of the genre, not having much in terms of difficulty, but an interesting cast of characters and setting helps pull it through. It looks decent. You can pre-order this right now. Our executive producer Boombox has chosen this as his pick of the week. Disco Elysium, the final cut, is getting a collector's edition from I Am 8-bit. The standard retail release is coming in the far distant future next year, but if you want a ridiculously overpriced collector's edition, then look no further than the kings of overpriced collector's editions. I Am 8-Bit have a $250 collector's edition, which includes a sculpture, art book, map, and that's it. 3 things. Value. I tend not to count the box. Yeah, I guess it's the figure causing the price, which is a bit weird because they don't really show it off. It kind of just looks like a melted fruit pastel ice lolly. Is that just me? I don't know. This is due to ship in the middle of next year, and this, at least the game, maybe not specifically the collector's edition, is our executive producer Santa Tartaruga and Brent McLean's pick of the week. Alright, let's head into the imports. Remember guys, if anything takes your fancy and you'd like to import them for yourself, consider using the links below in the description and the pinned comment. If you use those links, and it also massively helps support this series ever so much. It wouldn't be where it is without your support in these links. You guys are wonderful and I thank you so much. Plus, in return for using our links, you can also get a very nice 5% off any physical item from PlayAsia using the coupon code SwitchWatchTV. That's all one word, SwitchWatchTV, while checking out for 5% off any physical item. Grandia HD Collection is the most exciting release this week, that is for sure. Well, okay, at least for me. This is getting a physical release in Asia with English. An absolute godsend for those who missed out on limited runs release, because eBay prices were really high for that. This is a really top-notch release. It's going to be one of the biggest imports of the year, if not all time, since you get 2 quality JRPGs on one cartridge. Reasonably priced too. Grandia 1 and Grandia 2 together with actual good artwork this time. Yes, it actually represents both games rather than one or the other. It's a collection. You should, like have some respect for both of them. I'm considering selling my limited run copy and just picking this one up. Remember, it's releasing in Asia with English language options. This is going to be popular, and our executive producer Michael Del Polito and our brand new executive Thorn Metal Luna chosen this as their pick of the week. Cotton Guardian 4 Saturn Tribute is releasing in Japan and Asia this week. I think Strictly Limited, as we all expected, announced they will be doing this at some point, but when? Who knows? Either way, the Japanese version for sure has English, so yeah, you can get it now, or wait more than a year perhaps for Strictly Limited's version. There is a standard edition as well as a collector's edition, which includes a booklet, instruction cards, and soundtrack CD, baby. As you all know, these mini collector's editions in Japan don't hang around, so you shouldn't either if you actually want one. I'm surprised they still have them available to order. Usually they're out of stock before they even release. And this is our executive producer Robotech's pick of the week. Melty Blood type Lumina is releasing in Japan this week. This is digital only in the West at the moment, but don't worry because the Japanese version has English. This is a fighting game based on a visual novel series, I believe, which will probably mean jack all to most of you, as it does me, but as long as the action is sweet, who cares? The animation looks really nice, perhaps lacking in characters, but hopefully they have a story mode that fans of visual novels will be able to get a kick out of. I don't know how intertwined it is with the original game, but anyways, there is a standard edition as well as a collector's edition, which includes an art book and a 3-disc soundtrack, baby. But like I mentioned, they tend to pre-sell their stock like before release, and this is the case here. So keep an eye out though, maybe on release date, have a look. ConnecTank is releasing in Asia this week. I know Strictly Limited are handling it in Europe, but we'll see that some century, I don't know, maybe. I don't know what's going on with the North American release, but yeah, Asia, now with English. This is an action puzzle game where you connect stuff. Who'd have thought it? It looks a bit chaotic in the trailer, so it's one of those that you probably need to play before you fully understand what's going on, but it could be fun. So yeah, you can wait and see what happens with the Western release. Strictly Limited, like pretty much all of their partner store releases, have sold so horrendously poor. I'm not sure why they keep soldiering on with it. I mean, they had like 5,000 units available in total, and they've sold like a few hundred of them. So yeah, good luck Strictly Limited with that. Hades! Good news, Hades fans. Hades is getting a physical release in Japan. I'm surprised it hadn't already. Great news for people in Japan. There's also a few games without English, such as Miyamoto's Arithmetic Classroom, B Project, Ryusei Fantasia, Alice in the Country of Hearts, Wonderful White World. No English on any of those. Alright guys, there's no community spotlight this week. As I said, I'm just swamped and it's really tired. But I do need to give Eastwood away, the European download code. Yeah, I just chosen somebody at random. Didn't even think about it. Just pointed at the screen, whoever it is, and it is Zakaomi. Yeah, congratulations, Zakaomi. Please contact me in some fashion, and I'll give you a European download code for Eastwood. Thank you everybody for participating. I should also give a community prize away, but I feel like I haven't done it enough this month. I don't know, maybe I'll have a decent one again next month. Is that alright? I still need to get around to sending Super Robot Wars T to Grinning Wolf Games. I'm sorry, my man, I still haven't done that. I'm really behind, but I will get on it ASAP. I promise. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this absolutely mega episode of New Physical. Special thanks to our executive producers Dane Wilkinson, God of Resin, Boombox, Brent McLean, Jonathan Rumo, Santa Tartaruga, Alexander Cato, JCross7776, Elissa, Punky Dooster, Michael Del Polito, Cartoon Star, and Jack Severus, Velos, Robotech, Z, and 3 more legends, 3 of you, Raven Knight, Thorn Metal Luna, and Parsnip Coffee. Thank you ever so much for your support. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. Plus you, yes, you watching right now. If you watched all the way through, well, you have more patience than I do. Give me a high five in the comments and I'll give you one back because you help this series grow. Thank you ever so much. Check out some of our other stuff and check out Tuesday, tomorrow, Red Arc Games, my top 10 games of theirs, plus an exclusive reveal. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you guys over there. Have a good one.